Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to our review of Freycinet Lodge in Tasmania. So we're going to look at our Mountain Lodge King Room and we're going to look at the hotel. But first, where is it? So Freycinet Lodge is in Freycinet National Park, just on the edge of Coles Bay. We drove from Port Arthur, which is down in the southeast of the island, up to Freycinet Lodge, and it took us about 2.5 hours. Just a reminder, please do like and subscribe to the channel so that we know what content to keep bringing you. So this is just the drive through from Coles Bay into Freycinet Lodge. We visited in May 2025, so just at the end of the summer season, so it's getting quite dark by the time we arrive. But you approach by driving up to the main lobby area where you pick up your keys and they tell you how to get to your room. So we had a Mountain Lodge King Room, which in this case was number 76. Outside the front of each room you've got your own allocated parking space. So you approach by crossing over from your space, over a couple of steps up and then onto a walkway which then leads you into your room. So fantastic high ceilings, loads of light. This place really is about the surroundings that you're in. You come in and then on the right hand side you've got a area for a suitcase or shoes, etc., some coat hooks, and then you've got your rest or make up the room sign for the door. And what's also interesting is that this is where you can also tell the maid to come or not come and service your room. So as you can see, we're room number 76, which I'm just pointing to now, and that's about a 5-minute walk into the main lodge where you've got the restaurants. So just rotating back round, we're then going to walk up the steps into the main area of the room. Now we're going to come back to the bathroom, which is on the left hand side. We'll come back to the cupboards, etc., that are on the right hand side. But just walking through, you can see your outdoor bath on the right hand side, as well as then obviously your bed on the left, TV and sofa. Outside on the deck you've got 2 chairs, a table and a lovely view of the wilderness. Now behind one side of the bed there's a set of switches which allow you to control your blackout blinds, which are completely electronic, apart from the one on the bath which you roll up and down by hand. So then just continue to walk forward. Your TV will rotate out from the wall, angled closer towards the bed, which is useful if you want to watch TV in bed. And then you've obviously got your sofa as well with a coffee table. Just then turning back round to look at your bed, you can see that on the right hand side there is a glass panel that shows you the shower, and then on either side of the bed you've got double power sockets as well as light switches and reading lights as well as you would expect. Now it's worth noting that with the shower panel into the bathroom there's no blind on that, so you do get natural light come through that in the morning. You've got fantastic air conditioning and heating system, and then your desk area. Now you'll get an email a couple of days before asking what your preference of red, white or sparkling wine is. I said red, so we got a lovely bottle of red wine in the room. And then approaching your first cupboard, this is where you've got your tea and coffee machines, so a kettle and a coffee machine, you've got tea bags, etc. You've also got a series of included snacks such as crisps and nuts, etc. And there's also a decanter with what I believe was whiskey. Certainly tasted nice anyway. And then below that you've got your mini fridge, which also includes a set of chocolates that's replaced daily. There's also beer included as well, and this is all free of charge. Moving on to your next set of cupboards, and you'll have to accept the fact that the doors continuously confused me despite how long we stayed there for. The bottom one has 3 drawers in, all soft close, really nicely finished. And then the top cupboard is a hanging area with a lay flat safe as well. Limited number of hangers as you'd expect in hotels, but you do have a shelf at the top. And then the last cupboard that you're able to use has your additional pillows in it, as well as an ironing board with iron, small dustpan and brush, as it gets quite windy, so you'll often get leaves, etc., blowing in, and also then a bug spray. So I said earlier in the video on the right hand side that there was the bathroom, and I'd come back to it. So here's the bathroom. It's accessed via a sliding door. As I said, the window on the right hand side that you can see that goes into the main bedroom, that doesn't have a blind on it, so just bear that in mind if you like pitch black when you sleep. Fantastic shower, nice amenities included as well, and a fully heated floor which you can adjust the temperature of as well. And then under the sink you've got an extra drawer, and in that drawer there's an additional set of amenities as well, such as a light up mirror, hairdryer, etc. Now of course what you've come to Freycinet Lodge for really is the outside space. So you've got your lovely deck which is overlooking the woodland, as well as your outdoor bath. Now the outdoor bath has one of the best night sky views I've ever experienced. It takes a small while to fill and you'll need to get your bath salts from the bathroom, but once you've done that it's brilliant. And here's just a view taken on a standard iPhone. Nothing fancy, no Lightroom, no post production done to this picture at all. This is just a view up of the night sky. It was fantastic. So then we'll move on to the restaurants. So there's two main restaurants in Freycinet, and this is where things started to go a little downhill. So fortunately all of the communal areas were very, very cold. But here's the mushroom and truffle soup which we had on one night, which was really nice. And then I had the fish burger. And you'll start to see when we move on to the next photo of why some things just became a little disappointing. It's not very often that you order a fish burger and get just a single fish finger in it, but nevertheless it tasted good and it was cooked well. Amy had the ravioli, which again was cooked well and tasted very nice. The redeeming factor was breakfast. So here's the breakfast menu. So the two photos that you're going to see are the smoked salmon croissant, which was very tasty. It's not something I've had before, but I think it was really well done. And then the smoked salmon eggs benedict as well, which is one of my particular favourites to order on a menu, and that was very, very tasty. Now breakfast is included at Freycinet Lodge, and there are 3 areas to eat, as I said. Breakfast is served in the main restaurant. There's the restaurant that we ate in on the first night that we showed you earlier, and then you can also eat in the bar. If you order from the bar, you order food from the first restaurant that we ate in. However, what there is also is the more expensive kind of fine dining restaurant, and that's the food that I just showed you, where we had the oysters and then the octopus. This was the squid ink linguine, and then we also had the market fish of the day, which was good. Now if you order the fruit crumble, then the fruit crumble you get in both restaurants is the same, but in the fine dining restaurant it just looks a bit fancier, and that really is the only difference. Then just looking outside the lodge, what have you got then? So from walking back from the restaurant we ate in on the first night, you've got this deck area with outdoor benches and a fantastic view across Coles Bay, and I can imagine in the summer when it's slightly warmer, eating out here would be fantastic, but it was just simply too cold when we were there to do that. And then this is kind of a seated area straight in the back of the main lodge that takes you into the bar, and you've got again this wraparound deck that you can go and sit and eat and drink at as well. Again, I think it would be great if the weather was better for us, but although it was sunny, it was cold. And overlooking Coles Bay there, you've also got the jetty where you're able to get the Wineglass Bay boat cruises from, which is something we did on one of the days, and I would highly recommend it. There's a good selection of soft and alcoholic drinks, including a vast wine list as well, which is great. So I guess the question is, would we stay at Freycinet Lodge again? Well, I think that's a really difficult question to answer. I think if you're massively into your outdoors and you're walking and hiking, then Freycinet Lodge is brilliant. I guess I was slightly disappointed because I understood it to be a bit more luxurious than it was. And unfortunately, at the time of year that we went, which as I said was May 2025, the weather was sunny but cold, and inside the main communal areas, unfortunately, it was regularly very cold, and so not only were we sitting there in jumpers, but regularly we felt the need to have coats on as well. However, the staff at Freycinet Lodge were fantastic. The food, once you got the right food, was good, and the drink selection was great as well, and overall value for money was good. Would I stay in a Mountain Lodge room again? Probably not. I would probably upgrade to the next room, which overlooks Wineglass Bay and has an outdoor hot tub instead of a bath, but overall I think it was a great experience. If you've got any questions, then please feel free to comment and we will get back to any questions that we're able to answer. Please do remember to like and subscribe to the channel, as it really makes a difference. Thanks.